Hey everybody, welcome to Example of Play. In this video, we're going to revisit an old friend. Gunner Heat PC just got a new update, and so I always like to go back and revisit it and try out whatever new stuff they've added. This update, along with some small bug fixes and a few changes to things, it adds the Marder, the A1 variant for West Germany. This is an infantry fighting vehicle. This A1 version is kind of one of the early versions, so it's not as fancy as some of the other vehicles, but still very effective and fun to drive. So in this video, we will try out here at the test range, go through its weapons, and then we'll try one of the missions along. Whenever they add a new vehicle, they always add a few missions to use it in. So let's get to it. All right, so before we start shooting, we'll look at the armaments real quick. The Marder A1 comes with a 20mm cannon that can fire either armor-piercing or high-explosive rounds. For a little extra punch, it can also be equipped with this Milan ATGM. It's a wire-guided missile launcher to take out tanks. And then there's also a variant that doesn't have that, just has the cannon. It also has a coaxial machine gun. And then on the back, I noticed there's this machine gun back here. But that's meant to be fired by the troops in the compartment, and so you can't actually control it, at least in this version. It's just kind of there for fun. And then, of course, being an infantry fighting vehicle, it's meant to carry troops into battle and then be able to fight. But it is still very lightly armored, so you can take out tanks with your missile launcher, but don't try to trade shots with them. Now, using the sights on it is actually pretty easy. Oh, I will mention when you're in the commander's point of view here, all this stuff up here, very obstructing, not a very good field of vision when you're trying to look around. But if you look through the sights, so for the cannon, it's got this. It's pretty straightforward. So this is like an early, it's not fancy. So it's not a stabilized turret. So if you're moving, it's really hard to shoot because it's bouncing around. And then you can see it's got this webbing, or it's called a web. It's actually for if it's being used for an anti-aircraft role. But of course, you're not going to use that too much, so I guess you could try to shoot at the helicopters with it. And then you can also zoom in a little and you get just a more straightforward scope. There's no fancy aiming or anything. It's just you can adjust the range manually by holding control and doing the mouse wheel. But it's pretty much just you eyeballing it for the most part. Also, you can hit T for night vision, N to turn on the infrared light, spotlight if you need it. But it should be noted you switch to the Milan, it does not have night vision on it, so you've got to have some other way to illuminate the target, or you're not going to be able to see anything at all at night. So not a great night fighting vehicle as far as the Milan goes there. All right, so we'll go ahead and try it out here. So we got an APC over there. We've got our armor piercing rounds loaded. Let's let it rip. A little high. Could have just adjust the range, eyeball it. Pretty good. Next target. A little further out. Right on target. Yeah, you would want to be on the receiving end of all that. Right now I have a tank. Our armor piercing rounds probably not going to hurt it too much, especially from the front. But we can switch to the Milan, which is very simple. You hold down your fire trigger for a few seconds and it'll fire, and then you just have to keep the aim on it to keep the missile going where you're aiming. You got to hold down for about 2 seconds, and then it's away. And then just keep it on target. If it was moving, of course, it'd be a little trickier. And that looks like a good hit. And then it takes a little time for it to reload. I should also note for the cannon, the 20mm cannon, if you run out of... Oop, that didn't kill it, so... If you run out of rounds for the cannon, it's pretty slow to reload, so you gotta kind of be judicious with your rounds and know it's gonna take some time in between to reload if you run out. Alright, so that's really about all you need to know to control the Marder A1. Let's jump over to one of the missions and give it a try. Okay, so here we are in one of the scenarios. This is Road Not Taken. Seems to be a pretty straightforward scenario. We've got a platoon of 3 Marders with infantry loaded up, and then our mission is to approach go to either point Alpha or Bravo, unload our troops, and then assault Objective Romeo, which is this intersection. So a pretty simple, small scale mission. But we'll see how it goes. These things are always harder than they seem at first. Okay, so I think you can choose from the two approaches. We could cross over, come from Alpha, or go straight ahead on this side of the road, Bravo. There's some clumps of trees to give us a little cover. And there's that town over there. I don't want the town. It seems like it'd give their enemy infantry a lot of cover. So we're going to try approaching. We're going to go Bravo and try to peek between these clumps of trees and try to pick our way up through there. And then also I'm going to call in artillery now. Got a few salvos available. They might be in these trees over here. And then we'll drop some smoke as well to obscure as we move up. Alright, so let's go for it. And then, oh yeah, I'm going to move. For this, since we're moving across open ground, we'll go line. Let's bring all of our firepower up to bear. And yeah, without the stabilized turrets, it definitely makes a difference. It's very hard to aim this guy while moving because your aim is just bouncing around all over the place. So you pretty much have to stop to fire, but stopping means more risk of getting taken out, and especially in these light armored vehicles that aren't going to take too many hits. Let our infantry hop out. Good luck, guys. See, they're going to go to the right. We can move with them to try to give them some cover. A little slope right there, so we'll move so we can set up back here and then see if we can see anything up through there. "30 seconds, 20 seconds to reload our artillery." Probably want to use up that as much as we can. It's a really small mission, or small scale, because we're already about to engage. I'm gonna hold, and then sounds like our troops are getting engaged. Then we'll drop some. I feel like they could be over there too. Let's see what we see. Our guys are taking some fire.
MG, Schützen, nach links. Wiederkannt, Schuss. Hier verloren.
Something over there. Add my fire to it. High explosive rounds. Artillery's falling. Seems good. Very tense. I feel like it's gonna roll up on something.
Schützen, nach links.
Oop, what's that? Uh-oh. Taking a hit. Engines destroyed. Transmission power's lost. Don't see what's over there. Got fire.
MG,
Now with no power, turret's very slow. Gonna support as much as I can from this position, and maybe switch to one of the other ones.
nach links. Wiederkannt, Achtung, Schuss. Hier verloren.
Alright, gonna switch to one of the other martyrs to continue the attack. Infantry are moving up there. Something back in there hit my first one. Maybe they took it out. I see some black smoke.
MG, Schützen! Nach links! Ziel verloren!
Yep, there's some enemy infantry.
MG! Schützen! Nach rechts! Gekannt! Ziel verloren!
Alright, infantry moving up. Letting them kind of spot and draw fire, and then we back them up with the heavy firepower.
Schützen! Nach rechts! Ziel verloren! MG! Schützen! Wiederkannt! Schuss! Ziel verloren! MG! Schützen! Nach links! Erkannt! Achtung! Ziel verloren! MG! Schützen! Nach rechts! Erkannt! Feuer! Feuer einstellen!
Hard to get those guys. They're on like a slope right there. Could be a job for another burst of artillery. A little close now, but hopefully we won't get our own guys. Guys, so. Alright, they're taking fire from the left. What is that? Looks like there was an APC there, but yeah, they took it out. Or something else. Ooh, there it is. AP rounds. Tear him up. Hopefully that did the trick. Looks like it. Alright, it's burning. What else do we got? Artillery's falling. I don't know if my own boys ran in there yet or not. Oh no, there they are. Good job, guys. And then, yeah, my original Marder, it's still over there firing, so they're still in the fight. Taking out 2 APCs. Feel like there could be one more somewhere.
MG! Hack! Nach links!
Anti-tank.
Erkannt! Feuer!
Don't see it.
Achtung! Da fehlt! Selbes Ziel! Feuer einstellen!
Gonna kind of spray that area. Maybe down there. Alright, moving up. And there was one right there. It's gone. That is the objective, that overpass right there.
MG! Schützen! Nach links! Wiederkannt! Ziel verloren!
Oh, right there he is.
Nach rechts! Wiederkannt! Feuer einstellen!
I think that got him. Our poor infantry squad seem to have been... They've taken some casualties. They're still pushing ahead. Alright, whoa. What's that? I'm shooting. Nothing down the road. Could roll out there. Oop, let's see. Here we go. I knew there had to be one more APC somewhere. Oh, jeez. Alright, get out of there. Can't see it. It's somewhere down there. Where are you? It's right down there somewhere. Oh, there he is. Sure, switch back to high explosive. Light him up. Alright, that looks like a kill. Alright, I knew there had, because we had 3, they had to have 3. Alright, now have we taken the objective? Infantry are on it. Unless there's just some random enemy left here somewhere. Oh, can't we go up this slope? No. Alright, well, it looks like we've secured the objective. We've knocked out all the enemies we can see. They had pretty good defenses here. 2 anti-tank launchers, 3 APCs. I wonder if there's an enemy still over here in the village somewhere we need to take out.
MG, Schützen, nach links. Nach links. Wiederkannt. Ziel verloren.
There he is.
Schützen. Wiederkannt. Schuss. Achtung, zu hoch. Dasselbe Ziel.
There we go. That one dude is hiding over there. Alright, so that's a win. Check out the extraction report. Yeah. Wow, somehow we took no casualties? That seems impossible. It's crazy, the lethality 1.5% accuracy, but that's all we need. I feel like we must have lost some of our infantry. Maybe they just got separated and they weren't seeing them all there. But yeah, only casualty was that one vehicle getting the engine knocked out on my first Marder, but then it didn't get totally destroyed. So that's pretty good going right there. Let's maybe check out one of the other missions. Alright, this mission is Don't Wither Part 1. In this one we've got a platoon of 4 Marders, and we are going to help defend. There's various friendly points around us that are going to be attacked. Company of, like a mechanized enemy company with some tank support. And basically they're going to attack. We're going to roll around and try to help defend these various points. Looks like our first objective is Charlie. We're going to move there. Enemies coming from up here. We do have some fire support a little bit. It looks like we got rounds already flying up there. Yeah, and they just got 4 guys, M1113s. No heavy weaponry. And looks like they're covering this gap in the trees. Enemies gonna be coming from a little bit on the left. Don't know if it's better to let them come to us. Let them come over this slope instead of us trying to peek over it. And there's a bunch of smoke up there anyway, so if we rolled up, probably wouldn't be able to see anything. We'd be more exposed, so we're gonna hold here for a second. Maybe move up just a little to get to this objective marker. Artillery falling all around us. Now our infantry are up there. Alright. Move up a little bit, try to support them. See what they're dealing with. Oop, there's targets for sure. That's one. I'm gonna try to hose them down with AP, see which ones keep moving. And then watch out for tanks. Let the infantry worry about the infantry. Would not want to be on the receiving end of this 20mm cannon. Alright, pretty good right there. Gonna bring the platoon up on the line. Let them add some fire support.
Achtung, neues Ziel! MG! Schützen! Nach links! Ziel erkannt! Verfeuert! Ziel! Dasselbe Ziel! Ziel! Dasselbe Ziel!
Alright, very good.
Ziel! Dasselbe Ziel! Neues
Defeated the
Ziel!
attack here. We're gonna restock
Schützen! Nach
armor
links!
piercing rounds because
Ziel! Neues
they're pretty
Ziel!
slow to restock.
Schützen!
We'll drop some artillery on them to finish them off, and then we need to switch, go back, turn around, and go to Alpha.
Nach links! Ziel verloren!
Alright, so that went good, but we were doing a pretty light assault there. And yeah, you can see it takes a minute for each drum of ammo basically to be reloaded for your cannon, so definitely got to be strategic about when you're going to hit reload and be aware of how much ammo you're going through. Don't know the angle of the attack on Alpha. I dropped some artillery to help them out, but make sure our crew is coming along. Give them a second to catch up. Oh, now they're Bravo. Alright, we'll switch to Bravo. This is a very dynamic scenario. I guess Alpha handled themselves. See if I can load some more ammo. Nope. Alright, we're topped off as much as we can. 136 rounds, but you go through it real fast. Alright, attack on Bravo is coming from there. Drop some artillery, see if that helped any. Get up here and see what the situation is. Alright, so here's our position. They're all facing that way, so I guess we ought to face that way. Let's see, expecting the attack to come between those two clumps of trees. Right. Tunes online. Riflemen are firing a little. Let them worry about enemy infantry. We're just looking for any big targets. One thing I love about this game, it always the realism of trying to spot where the enemy's coming from,
Ziel verloren.
especially when there's smoke and you know they're out there and you just don't know exactly where they are. When you're in a
Ziel verloren. Panzergranate. Treffer. Feuer einstellen. Panzergranate.
one down, coming through the
Feuer
smoke.
einstellen.
Where's the next one gonna be? Looks like one's knocked out there.
MG. Schützen.
And
Ziel
there.
erkannt. Feuer. Neues Ziel. MG. MG. Schützen. Nach links. Ziel erkannt. Schuss. Ziel verloren. MG. Schützen. Ziel verloren.
Alright, looks like our team took pretty good care of this. Alright, now to Alpha again. And again, I think I'll drop some artillery on them just to finish them off. Now we need to head to Alpha again. See if we can see Alpha from here. Oh yeah, we can see something moving out there. There's red arrows here. I don't know if that means they pushed through Charlie and they're attacking Alpha from that direction now. A little confused. Those look like our boys there. They're up out of their trench, so I don't know what they're doing. Alright, we're here. Like we're still expecting the attack to come from that direction. We'll turn into it. Had pretty good fortune so far. I say that to jinx myself, you know. Oop, targets. Yeah, alright, there we go.
Panzer. Nach rechts.
Where's this Panzer?
Erkannt. Feuer.
Alright, we're gonna get the Milan out. Oh, there it is. Oh, buddy. Ah. Oh, man. That didn't go good. Got hit. Kind of lost control there. Commander's killed. But let's see if we can get this Milan reloaded. Okay, so with the commander killed, can't turn the turret, can still aim the Milan though. Good little revenge. Looked like a good hit. Nope, still moving.
Feuer einstellen. Panzer. Ziel verloren.
Where's the rest of the platoon? What are they doing? I'm gonna maneuver a little bit. That looks like. Thought there was something back there, but maybe not. Maybe just a stray round. Okay, bring the Milan back around. So we have to kind of attack sideways. Are you aiming? Okay. There's something.
Panzer.
Alright, let's try for this one. Come on. Ah. This is our guidance unit was damaged, so might make this impossible. I'll try one more time. like maybe they've taken damage too. Try to hope for the best. No. Don't have much control over it at all. Alright. Oh, all my other martyrs got knocked out. What happened? They were in the fight and then now they aren't. Okay, now our cannon's back online. Don't know if our armor-piercing rounds are going to be able to take this thing out, but we're going to hit it with everything we got. Kind of hope for the best. Nope. Alright, so we got wiped out on that one. I don't know where the rest of my platoon went. They were right behind me, and then I'm like fighting off these tanks by myself. Okay, so let's see. I always like checking these hits at the end, but whenever you got the cannon spewing out tons of rounds, it doesn't. There's a lot of hits to go through, or most of them are just impacting, doing nothing with those 20mm rounds on that front armor. Okay, well, that was a fun one. That was 12 minutes, but that was an intense 12 minutes, responding, counterattacking multiple different positions, and then finishing it with those tanks that, just no luck at all with the Milan. Got in a hit, didn't do anything, then our guidance unit got damaged, so we couldn't hit anything. But still, that was a fun mission. Gunner Heat PC, a very fun game, and they keep adding to it over time. Every time they add a new vehicle, new missions, new area, new scenarios, and then also there's like the dynamic campaign mode, which is every time they add new vehicles, they get mixed in there too. So I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you hit like and subscribe for more videos from Example Play. See you next time. Bye.